Hello dear viewer! Welcome, come on in. We are starting a new megabase in Factorio 2.1. It's a mere coincidence, but somehow this is Nilaus' seed and we are playing default. I guess I was too lazy to come up with my own seed numbers. What can you expect from this series? Well, I want to check out the new features Factorio 2.1 has to offer. There will be no main bus. Main buses are basically banned. No city block, and I want to try something new. Rushing to volcanoes immediately and abandoning Norvis. This will be a lot of fun. But first I have to set my engineer's color. I guess I will play with blue this time. Light blue like this. Of course the list of mods is important. This time I'm only playing with Avadi Essentials, which is basically just time controls, and rate calculator. So no changes to the game at all, just some quality of life. And the first thing I notice, the mining sounds are weird. Am I tripping or did they change them? Of course we will start with the burner miner phase. I'm trying to be thorough, but I also want to pump out more episodes for you, with a higher release frequency. And I want to design and showcase more blueprints. They will be available on my Patreon, and rare supporters can also get the save games. To mine early coal, two burner miners will feed each other. This creates an endless loop until both machines are completely full. I heard a rumor that default is now way harder, with large biter expansion groups forming large nests close to the base. Very important for newcomers, learn to use the drop key, to drop coal into the miners or also later ammo into the gun turrets. Now I don't like burner miners at all, so let's get electricity ASAP. I figured if I build over a blueprint, it's way easier for you guys to see what I'm actually doing. You will see this method a lot in this series, and I hope it will improve the quality of my content. Now that the steam turbines are up and running, let's research the electric mining drill. It's way faster, emits less pollution, and I can immediately get rid of the annoying burner miners. Oh, and looking at the patch notes, they buffed the shotgun. I'm curious to see if the 60% damage buff will make it overpowered in the early game. Finally we can build some glorious electric mining drills. We will start with 5 or 6, directly inserting into the stone furnaces. We will automate this in a minute with a proper smelting block. But first I want to gather resources and research underground belts and splitters. How do you like to play the early game? Do you stay at the burner miner phase longer? Let me know in the comments below. We also have to replace the coal mining and make it electric. 2 mining drills should suffice, outputting into a wooden chest. Okay, nice, and finally we have to upgrade the copper mining. Last but not least, since we don't have a belt yet, we have to frequently transport coal to our boiler and steam engines. This should last for a while. I told you I want to integrate more blueprints into the series, and so I made a couple of early game ones. This is my default smelting block with 24 furnaces. Some players use 48 per blueprint, but I think that's silly because steel furnaces will be unlocked very soon and 24 steel furnaces is one full yellow belt. You can of course argue 48 is a red belt, but I also don't really like the aspect ratio. These prints are way too long for my taste. I hope you appreciate this idea of building over ghost blueprints. The advantage, I can explain the blueprint while I'm building, and it won't be confusing at all because you can already see what's coming. Even though the ghost display panel on the right blueprint had an iron ore symbol, it's of course for the copper smelting. So the way this works, one belt will cross over to the other side and then the 2 splitters will merge both products onto one belt, with each product having a dedicated side. This makes the blueprint easier to set up because we don't need any long inserters. I don't know why, but I prefer putting the item that is about to be smelted on the inner side. Honestly, it doesn't matter at all. Oh, and I just realized I also don't have to memorize all of my key bindings. Because when building with a ghost blueprint, I can just use the pipette tool by pressing Q. So for iron ore smelting I will build the entire blueprint, but for copper I will remove some of these furnaces. You don't see how? Why am I doing this, you might ask? Because that's why. Just kidding, no, in all seriousness, the red and green science packs need way more iron than copper. And to grab some of these juicy plates I built some splitters and chests. Of course at this point the iron ore mining has to be improved. doubling production from 6 to 12 miners. In this series you will see this splitter a lot. I filter the output right with a deconstruction planner. This way the unused output to the right will be unoccupied by iron ore. Okay, now it's time. I'm lazy and I don't want to black out. So let's automate the coal transportation to our boiler. Right now we only have some electric mining drills drawing energy, but this will change soon. So we would be well advised to build more boilers and steam engines. For the newcomers out there, one boiler produces exactly the right amount of steam for 2 steam engines. And I like to leave one tile of space in between the rows for my wooden power poles. 8 steam engines will be sufficient for the red and green science pack production. During the night I will craft some belts and intermediate items. Viewers always complain about the poor visibility during nights. So in this series I will use the night to gather materials, followed by heavy building during days. Okay, here we go, it's a new day and I'm banned from using a main bus. So let's find a good and random spot for the gears production and a small sub-factory producing green circuits. All we have to do now is initiate some proper spaghetti and supply these tiny sub-factories with their required ingredients. Okay, the only issue, I made these blueprints using fast inserters, but I don't have them yet. And I really dislike these blinking warning icons. But the mod I used to disable them is not yet ready for Factorio 2.1. Here we go, I can see the first gears on the belt. To make copper cables we need copper, which is down there. The copper is on the wrong side, so I'm using an underground belt. That's why unlocking splitters and underground belts is so important in the early game. I guess I should have researched the fast inserter as well. Handcrafting the, I think it is 30 science packs. This is my preferred way to make green circuits. Of course a 3:2 ratio copper cables to green circuits, and especially the way I output and merge the circuits to the belt. Wait a second, I need to get some iron as well. This is why I love Factorio. There's the iron coming in and you wonder, will this machine work or did I make a mistake? Oh, there's something wrong with the gear sub-factory. The top insert has to be flipped. This is a new 2.1 feature. The ability to choose which side inserters should put items on. And now that gears and green circuits are ready, we have to decide where to put the green and red science production. I randomly choose this spot down here. Because then there's also space in the west for the labs. Yeah, let's put it right here. And then I want to align the lab setup, or at least the bottom row of the underground belts, with my red and green science belt. This lab setup can handle 6 different science packs and it can be easily extended to handle 10. In theory, there's even enough space to handle spoilage later on. Okay, let me quickly build all of the missing power poles and connect it to the main electrical grid. For the red and green science production we need copper, gears, iron plates and green circuits. The remote view is perfect to quickly pre-build all of the required belts. And then when it's all ready to go, the engineer has to do all the hard work. So far there were no biter attacks, even though, looking at the minimap, there's a very small tiny red dot in the top right corner. And also on the 6 o'clock position. Since I haven't unlocked green science yet, I start by building the red science assemblers. The assemblers making belts and inserters will also come in handy, since then I don't have to handcraft them anymore. Okay, here we go, gears and iron plates should be coming in soon. Now I want to make sure that the science packs will be delivered to the labs. What's also amazing about this lab alignment is that you can just build more labs to the side, or in this case top and bottom branching out. The max throughput requirement for the inserters is also fairly low. In this case inserters grabbing from the main line only feed 3 labs. I built 18 labs in total, which is sufficient for 45 science per minute. Let's quickly finish the production for belts and inserters while we are researching the fast inserter. For me, fast inserters are a must-have in the early game, especially for recipes that only have a crafting time of 0.5 seconds. It's obvious, the yellow inserters are way too slow for the belt production. To produce the green science packs, we have to bring in green circuits. These chests will help me pick up intermediates for handcrafting. Because as you know, I'm not that big of a fan of an early mall. Unless going for the lazy bastard achievement, of course. As we are researching physical projectile damage level 1, I'm about to finalize the green science assemblers. The gear and green circuit subfactories also enjoy an upgrade to the fast inserters. Notice how physical damage research increases the damage of turrets and ammo. That's why gun turrets deal more damage than the engineer's machine gun. Let's finalize the lab setup while I'm researching the remaining red science only technologies. Upgrading all of these inserters isn't necessary at this point, but I'm doing it anyway. By the way, I haven't made up my mind about a possible SPM goal. I already built a 1 million ESPM megabase. I'm not sure yet if I want to go beyond that. To lay my hands on some stone, cold steel, I need to build another smelting block. For now I will take iron plates from the main line, but later on I guess I need a dedicated iron smelting just for the steel production. Steel is also very important to craft heavy armor, which will be necessary to fight the biters. Well, not necessary, but it makes things way more easy. Just like with the copper production, I don't need the entire block. For now, 8 furnaces producing steel will be sufficient. Considering that the iron ore belt isn't fully crowded, I have to add some electric miners soon. The iron ore smelting can only process half a belt of iron ore, since I'm still using stone furnaces. But with steel I can then upgrade to steel furnaces, which are twice as fast, while not requiring more coal per time frame. Okay, let's find a way for the steel to end up at our chests over here. This way I can grab some of it soon. And while we are at it, let's also increase the copper production. Well, I could have just waited for the upgrade to steel furnaces, but I mean, I have to prepare for the blue science pack anyway. And as soon as the red circuits come into play, the copper demand will be much higher. And here it is, heavy armor. I like to collect the old armors in the crashed spaceship. Now my engineer looks like a very strong and capable welder. In the meantime, I finished Automation 2 research, so let's replace all of these assembling machines level 1 with assembling machines level 2. That's a 50% increase in science per minute. Take a close look, Whoop upgraded the assembling machine model. At first it was kind of weird, but now it's growing on me. And it's beautiful. Let's also upgrade all other assemblers. And I can tell you one thing. When upgrading to assembling machines level 2, you always have to check your electricity consumption. Production goes up by 50% and they consume way more electricity. It's a very good idea to keep up and add some more boilers and steam engines. Now that this is out of the way and we are cruising at 45 science per minute, the pollution consumption graph reveals we are polluting a biter nest. And I think it's the one at 1 o'clock. So let's pull a John Wick, first using the machine gun and then the shotgun. The shotgun has been buffed significantly in 2.1. Let's find out how fast we can level those spider spawners. Damn, the new shotgun shooting speed is juicy. While running back to base, I checked the pollution graph. The value for the biter spawner consumption should go back to 0. And it seems like it does go back to 0. But wait a second, on the minimap in the north there's a new biter nest. That's kind of unexpected for default, if I'm being honest here. Anyways, it's behind a forest, so I guess we are safe for now. I am setting up a semi-automated stone brick production to craft steel furnaces. And since I can then smelt a full yellow belt of iron ore, it's time to increase the mining speed. The iron ore patch is completely surrounded by trees, which helps with pollution reduction. I'm not sure why I just researched better power poles, because I don't need them yet. It's way more important to tech towards oil products. Speaking of oil, the oil patch I saw when picking the seed is kind of hidden in this southeast forest. Which means we have to cut a path into the tree line to find it. Damn, this is some nasty work. Maybe I should have used the shotgun to just shoot the trees. Anyways, let's prepare a power pole connection. Drawing a power pole line is easy. Building an oil pipeline will be significantly more annoying. But it has to be done and I don't have trains yet. But even if, for this short of a distance, pipes are simply better. Now that I've collected enough bricks and steel, let's upgrade the furnaces. Solar panels are ready, so this assembler is supposed to craft them. It's right next to the chest, so I will just pick up intermediate items and drop them into the assembler. A bunch of solar panels will significantly reduce pollution during the day. And now that oil gathering is about to be researched, I can start mining it with a pump jack. This is absolutely necessary to unlock the technology chain. New players, listen up. Even though the first level of mining productivity is locked behind the red circuit research, you don't have to refine oil, produce plastic or make red circuits to benefit from 10% more productivity. So get this ASAP. Here are the new oil refineries. What's new about it? The model. It takes a couple of minutes to get used to it, but then you realize it's gorgeous. The mechanics of these new refineries haven't changed, so business as usual. That's the production of petroleum gas. It will soon be combined with coal to produce plastic. But this will happen next episode, in which I will try to leave Norvis as soon as possible. Mining productivity level 1 will help a ton achieving that goal. Subscribing to my channel will help you not miss the next episode. Thanks a lot to my awesome Patreon supporters, especially the ones in the legendary and epic tier. Thank you so much.